Peace and blessings, fam. As always, giving honor to the Creator.
Being a fourth generation chiropractor has honestly been really cool to be able to.
Pardon interruption. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to our ancestors, Chief of Staff Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my father, my sister, my in-laws, my sister-in-law, and all my beloved ancestors, as well as all of your beloved ancestors. Once again, welcome to the Monday Night Build, live and uncensored, live and uncut. Generals of Shaka Sankofa of the Street Law Soldiers. And as always, let us get on with our divine blessings and send out our divine energies to our people. Peace and blessings also to Brother Horn World Be Free, as well as Chairman of the Street Law Soldiers of the Detroit branch, Barbara Shepsies. As always, sending out divine energies and blessings to our beloved elders who may be in hospitals, hospices, group homes, nursing facilities, rehabs, assisted living facilities, even those that are in their own homes that may be or may not be undergoing any levels of abandonment, neglect, and abuse. We want to, as always, give honor and thanks to our ancestors, for without them there would be no us, as well as our brothers and sisters that are sleeping, looking for refuge under bridge underpaths, deplorable shelters, public restrooms, park benches, bus stops, sidewalks, and gutters, and tents. We want to send divine energies and blessings and protections to you all as well. Peace and blessings to Thomas Jr. Hotel. Also to our brothers and sisters, our children who are in group homes and juvenile detention, who may be undergoing various issues of neglect and abuse on all levels. We want to send our divine energies to you all as well. Peace and blessings also to Queen Carla Drake, as well as Brother Marvin Thomas. We want to send our divine energies as well to our children that are caught up in sex trafficking, child trafficking, all of the thousands and thousands of our black beautiful sisters that are under the category of being missing, that may be victims of sex trafficking and human trafficking and organ harvesting. We want to send divine energies and blessings to you all, as well as our brothers and sisters that are dealing with chronic substance abuse, acute alcoholism, and other mood and mind altering chemicals that deter the black man and woman from tapping into their goddess frequency. We want to send blessings of encouragement and strength to you all to once again rise up and stand up and be counted, as well as those who, as a result of substance abuse and a lot of issues, have acquired various levels of psychosis and mental health situations. We want to send our divine energies and blessings of healings to you all as well as our brothers and sisters who are the millions who are behind enemy lines on the slave ships that don't sail on water, concentration camps commonly known as county jails, detention centers, correctional facilities, state penitentiaries, federal institutions, USPs, halfway houses, transitional houses, treatment centers. We want to encourage you all to remain upright and be counted among the powerful and to be a part of liberation and black salvation and black emancipation, as well as our political prisoners who have devoted their entire lives for the liberation and salvation of our people. We want to always give thanks and honors to you all for your unselfish, relentless, life-devoting sacrifices for black independence, black liberation, black emancipation, and black salvation. And as always, gatekeepers, bootlickers, bootleg, jigaboos, that's NAACP, Urban Lead, all of the gatekeepers, house Negroes, jigaboos, Sambos, collaborators with the enemy, as well as white supremacists, white nationalists, Proud Boys, Nazis, skinheads, KKK, Aryan Brotherhood, and all those who benefit from white privilege. Feel free to join into the building. As always, there will be extreme fire placed up under all of your asses, as always. And whatever it takes at this particular time to, whatever it is, you smoke your drink, your popcorn, or your corn liquor, as long as it's not crack, fentanyl, and all those other death-defying substances that are immediate trips to the morgue. We encourage you at this particular time to sit back, relax, and block everything out that's going on around you and about you and in you, and tune in for an hour plus of education, information, inspiration. Hopefully that'll provide motivation for you to stand up and be counted among some of our warriors, gods and goddesses, queens and kings that are on the ground and as well as underground that are fighting for the liberation and salvation of our people. And also, first and foremost, laying the foundation down for the generations to come. Our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-greats that are to come, that they may have a shot at black liberation. So we're going to give a couple more minutes for some people to come on in. In the meantime, in between time, let me know where you're calling in from. Let me know where you're commenting. And if you have any topics or questions, feel free to tap into the comment box. And if we have time, or we are already currently on that topic, we can go ahead and dig a little deeper in those particular subject matters. So let's go ahead and get ready to allow the vibrations and that energy that you all have tuned in thus far, the energy that you bring to the table, which is very important and very, very vital in terms of this cipher. Allow that energy to embrace your room, your surroundings, your family, your brothers and sisters and kinfolks and relatives, those known and unknown, those that are walking and those that are in the ancestral realm as well. Peace and blessings to Sister Robin Byrne down in Louisiana, as well as Street Law Soldier Queen Sparkle Robinson here in Washington, D.C. And so we're going to wait a minute or two before we go in. Actually, to recap over some of the things that we discussed on last night's show. So, just fall back for a minute. Give yourselves a hug, give yourselves a pat on the back by the creator, divine creator, the great universal God, as well as the ancestors. That energy has been transformed and has been passed over to you all, because you have been chosen in this day and time to be torchbearers and carriers of the energies and vibrations of your ancestors. So you always have to credit yourselves and also thank your ancestors for being chosen by God and the ancestors to be one of the ones that and seem fit for the journey of fighting for liberation and salvation. Also, give yourself credit for being chosen in this particular day and time, that you were sent here divinely to stand toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose, and face-to-face with some of the greatest devils that ever walked the planet, black and white. And so, it's a divine gathering as always, because we never know what tomorrow may hold. And so what we got to do is work today as it is, if it is tomorrow. Peace and blessings to Brother Christopher DeWitt, who's a strong warrior. We did some building today and discussing an issue that I care not to discuss at this particular time until some other arrangements are made in terms of dealing with this particular situation. But nevertheless, let's go into talk about the situations that are taking place as far as the government takeover, makeover, rape over, and stake over that's going on all around the country, where the tyrannistic government has taken some major steps into suppressing our people, poor people, underprivileged, primarily black males, heterosexuals, black women that support black men, but mainly the children, our black children. And so they're using all types of measures, and you're going to see where I'm going to go with this in a second. Now, Taishan Calendar, it's a 30-year-old brother who, one of the founders of Bitcoin, 30 years old, died in his sleep last night. Peace and blessings to the great what you call the herbalist, naturopathic doctor, as well as extraordinary musician, rapper, engineer, coordinator, and the list goes on and on. One of our street law soldiers, one of the cornerstones that help keeps the wheels turning. Brother Aheru. And so this young man was found dead, died in his sleep. Now they say mysteriously, his mysterious death. It's no mystery to this, and you're gonna see exactly where I'm gonna go with this too. Now this is Vyacheslav Tehran, the one on the left in the black suit, 53 years old. Taishan Calendar, that's the 30-year-old one I just mentioned, and Nikolai Michigan, 29. All of them were cryptocurrency owners, billionaires, all died mysteriously within the last 4 weeks. And so, once again, now you understand that this is no coincidence. No coincidence at all. And that's not including Cash App founder Bob Lee, who was brutally stabbed the other day. So you should understand who the real devils are. Who the real devils are. Peace and blessings to comrade, street law soldier, Gerald Moore. You should understand who the real tyrannies are. This is what I've been telling y'all for those who have been following me for the last 15 years, that these are the people who I'm after. These are the people who we're after. The gatekeepers. The ones who ensure that these agendas are pushed that look like us. And then this is the only way, we can get to the wizard. But we got to knock every motherfucker down on the yellow brick road, on the white fucking brick road. They got black people being guardians and guarding the white brick road so we can't get to the wizard. Peace and blessings to Sister Veronica Garcia. You know, and see, the reason for this, now all of a sudden, China, Russia, India, Brazil, and South Africa, they're coming up with their own currency, and they don't even deal with the U.S. dollar anymore. They threw it away. They're developing their own money. Peace and blessings to Comrade El Abdul Muhammad out there on the West Coast, out there in Oakland, representing to the fullest. And this is the play that's coming up. And so when Bitcoin, Cash App, and all these Zelle and all these other apps came, which eliminated the banking process. Because you remember, to have a Cash App account, you had to have a bank account. But they worked around that and went around the banks. So the banks lost billions. And so with these tyrannistic government and these goddamn devils, these Jesuit devil motherfuckers that run and oppress everything and kill everything that they can't control and dominate and regulate and sexualize and militarize. They have beef with them. So everybody has caught on to the game now. Everybody has caught on to the game. And so what the banks are doing here, they are they're eliminating or attempting to eliminate all the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and all these Cash App websites and programs. In order that you have to deal with the bank, that you have to go through the bank, that the bank regulates all U.S. currency. This is tyranny. This is tyranny. This is slavery. And at the same time, they're sexualizing, turning our children out, making the men into women, population control with the assistance of people that look like you and I. This is why I have no cut card. Everybody gets it. If you are an active participant or a silent partner in our destruction, you need to be exposed, and fire needs to be placed up under your ass. Because for millions of our brothers and sisters, even those that are going to be murdered tonight as a result of the fertile ground of white supremacy and oppression and depression and poverty and drugs and disease and famine that has been placed in the black community, resulting in self-hatred and black-on-black crime. We have to deal with that. Peace and blessings to Brother Kenwado. Happy soul return down in the ATL, Brother Kamal as well. Peace and blessings to you, brothers. And so these things have to be dealt with. This is what irks me when I hear people, black people, say that they're going to meet Martin Luther King's son, or they're going to eat with Al Sharpton, or they're going to some type of nigger gatekeeping convention. Like that's some big shit. Because we into face. We're not into information. We're not into survival. We're into self. We're into self-help. We're into selfishness. We're into self-loathing. Only thing we have become good at is being sympathetic instead of being empathetic with one another. And it's not going to work until your pain is my pain. Until your son or your daughter is my nephew and my niece. And we act accordingly. We respond accordingly. We don't separate and allow these motherfuckers to judge the murder and slaughter of our children and our adults and our parents and grandparents based on their economic infrastructure or what their bank accounts look like, what their zip code is. Or if it's film and it's unjust as it mainly is. And then the gatekeepers come in and they come in and take over and cash in off the blood and guts and brains and carnage that is spilled in the streets. Peace and blessings to Brother Ober Hannibal Agnon and the family of that brother. Because we're not going in. We want to keep doing lectures and we want to keep having these fucking seminars and dinners and all this bullshit while our people are out here fucking starving. It's been times myself and we've had various street law soldiers, Sister Sparkle, and brother, me, myself, and I have went out solo in the guts and bowels where certain people are only allowed for real, to be honest. But see, if you got cred, just not street cred, you got manhood cred, you are able to be among those. The worst of the worst. The most angriest people on the planet. The most oppressed, suppressed people on the planet. Not only that, because if you put anybody, black, brown, red, yellow, white, in the conditions and situations that our people have went through, it would be the exact same amount of bodies piled up as it is with us today. Wherever you got poverty, you're going to have crime. It goes hand in hand. Poverty and crime is like peanut butter and jelly. You can't have one without the other. I think we're doing a damn good job for the most part with some of our brothers and sisters that even though they are in those conditions, some of them still get up in the morning and still go to work and try to fight their way out of those fucking conditions and move their children to different parts or a milder setting or more calmer community without losing touch of where they came from. And so when people say, I'm cussing and all this, that's an excuse for you not to listen to the truth. And I say to those who always are in critique mode, fuck you, plain and simple, because apparently you haven't had any type of struggle. I would like to see your language when you get a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning say your son or your grandson has been murdered. I would love to hear what type of language would you use? I'm more than sure you're not going to say darn it and then go in there and play Donnie McClurkin and we fall down and get back up. You can miss me with that. It's the truth you don't like to hear. And so I speak to those who can receive, people that understand. I talk the language of the have-nots, of the downtrodden, of the miseducated. I'm not going to say uneducated. The miseducated, the misinformed. That's the language that they understand at that particular frequency. And so if you really want to be a part of something, you got to get down in the trenches. Everybody wants to, talk this bullshit about revolution, but then you brag on how many fucking westernized fucking degrees you have, how many white schools you attended, and you proudly choke your fucking tie up. But then you call yourself a revolutionary. Most of our greatest, most strongest warriors and ancestors, male and female, some of them never even seen a middle school. So it's not about that. None of you need to. I'm not saying that furthering your education or whatever is wrong, but understand that play too. Because some of y'all want to send your children to these universities so you can have bragging rights at the goddamn Thanksgiving dinner among the rest of the slaves. Oh yeah, my daughter is this and my son is this and that. But you're not talking about how they're gonna have him fucked around in debt till he's about 45 years old. And by that time, he'd be on his way to worrying himself so fucking much and working himself so much, he'd be right around the corner from erectile dysfunction and won't have any children. Talk about that part. And all you got to do is teach our people common sense and tell them to look within themselves. Look within themselves. These people, you never seen nothing like this. For those who are 30 and over, you never seen nothing like this when all of the major superpowers have said, fuck this country. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to run back and come and get the strongest black bucks to get on the front line and fight for these motherfucking crackers. I learned that coming up. I grew up in a semi-militant home. My father was drafted. And went over Korea and got shot in the fucking head and came home. Still had to work 2 jobs. Had to drive a cab and deliver mail on foot for 20 fucking years. And raised about 13 people. I've had uncles that been wounded in World War II and shit like that, and they come home and they still had to find somewhere to drink. They couldn't even drink water, the same water fountains. Still being called boy. Motherfuckers, uncles, and my father had medals going on, all types of combat. Still was being called fucking boy. That's why it's important, man. If you got uncles and grandparents, spend some time and talk with them. But they've been so fucked around. Because every time they put their trust And their hopes have been high when a leader comes through that's going to make change. We allowed these motherfuckers, with the assistance of people that look like us, to take them out. And that goes from Garvey all the way to a damn DMX. And so, you know, stop misleading the people and stop going for this bullshit. Because like I was explaining to Bobby Shepsey's earlier, this may be one of the most violent, bloodiest summers ever. Because you got to look at the energy that's taking place. Like I tell y'all, Easter is the new year. The spring equinox is the new year. It doesn't make no sense January 1st being a new year and it's still the snow and all the cold and all that bullshit from the previous year. Springtime, everything springs forth. Everything is it's a rebirth of everything. This is why Easter comes on the first full moon after the spring equinox. That's Easter. And so our people just been trained. This is something that they've been trained. And actually, during slavery, you know, any day that they were given off as opposed to working, they would take it. Peace and blessings to cousin Larry Hines. Phenomenal actor. And understand this, that slavery wasn't like you thought. It was just people just singing, getting whipped. Everybody, every day you seen people running everywhere. Everywhere. Plantations, fields were being set on fire. People were being lynched, hung. People were grabbing their babies. Some were even just jumping in rivers and lakes. They would rather drown than be under the lash and whip and sodomization of this ice monkey, of this demon, of this beast. And so even when you look at those movies, you rarely see the slave owner until he's coming out to whoop somebody half to death, or they're sodomizing somebody or buck breaking one of the brothers. Because they got people that look like us. They watch over the plantation, tell them keep the pick swinging. Some of them even have whips and be on horses. They are that much of a trusted, broken house nigga, motherfucking slave. They would do that to their own mother. And it's the same way today. Same way today. These motherfuckers, just like these athletes, they take pride in denouncing their father. And see, the media supports that shit. Don't mention your father. And every time you have a black entertainer, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, or Serena Williams and her father, every time they find something on them, they killed Jordan's father. Tiger Woods' father passed away. They brought up infidelity for him and Mr. Williams. And it was the type of niggas, that we have today. You know, these Candace Owens, these bed wenches, Alfred Woodards, the Serena Williams. She grew up in the bowels of the hood. And then you go dilute all of that melanin to provide generational wealth for our oppressors. And then we're not supposed to say anything. But let's keep moving. Now, this was 18 years ago. I did a video on this 18 years ago on YouTube about FEMA camps, the 500,000 FEMA coffins that were on the side of the road in Madison, Georgia. No one paid attention, with the exception of Brother Sarah Sutansetti, Brother MOI, and a couple of others. No one else paid any attention about the FEMA coffins. These are the coffin liners. And they can put 5 and 6 people in there. Maybe 8 if they face them face to face. And so this was created that they had a strategic plan that they were going to scare the people, our people, black and brown people primarily, into these fucking FEMA camps with the war on terror, this ISIS and 9/11, to put fear in the people. That's the only way you basically can control them, is you have to put fear in them. Same way when you were little, when they told you you gotta have your eyes closed at midnight, or Santa Claus gonna throw pepper and all this bullshit. So, you know, that fear would make you go to sleep, turn over on your fucking stomach and close your eyes tight as you can out of fear. Not knowing that it's a goddamn game, it's a trick, it's a mythology. Peace and blessings to Brother Warren Bagby. And today I saw a black suburban FEMA Homeland Security truck just ride through the neighborhood. It wasn't real clean. It wasn't very dirty. It just blended right in. Tinted windows. The passenger window was half cracked. So, you know, thinking this is how they can maneuver, because by us not being, you know, on to this shit, they think nobody can peep game. Everybody sleep. I saw the shit clear as day. I saw the whole the sign. It looks like a presidential seal, but it's not. And what would you be riding through? What would FEMA be riding through? Why they are reconstructing our streets. They've been doing it since January, a $16 million project, supposedly. They done dug up the streets, fucked up the water pipes in people's houses, including ours. And for those who don't believe this, some of y'all think that, nah, it ain't gonna happen. You know, the Lord gonna get us out of this. We ain't gotta fight. The Lord gonna fight our battles. Okay. And that's some idiotic shit. That's some dumb shit. Because if you read in any of them scriptures anyway, everybody was in there fighting. Everybody was in there fighting. And these FEMA camps, I guess, you know, why would these FEMA camps be put up? And they're alive and kicking. So these 72,000 sisters that are missing, and that's not including all of the hundreds of thousands of homeless people that have been scooped up in the middle of the night. That's not including the children that's been sex trafficking. That's not including, they probably have medical clinics where they're doing operational procedures and organ harvesting and organ removing in there. Peace and blessings, Brother Ricardo Matthews. He was Brother Ricardo Matthews was one of the ones who have been tuning in for about 15, 16 years. He knows how many times I've emphasized and done so many videos on these FEMA camps. People ain't built all these FEMA camps up, and they fully operational and fully staffed as we speak. And they have it sectioned off by zones, sections. They been had this. This is nothing new. They've been had this. Peace and blessings to Brother Milton Williams. Now, what they did during this war on the virus shit, they were still going to implement the FEMA camps, but it was going to be under the auspice of the CDC quarantine stations in the jurisdictions. Still a FEMA camp. Their FEMA camps, but they were going to be disguised as quarantine stations, because that's what they really wanted to do. Move everybody and tell them that they're quarantined. You all got to be quarantined. Move the black community, move the brown community into these quarantine, and then your ass is stuck. And they had a color code. They had a color code in terms of interrogation and extermination, because the main FEMA camp is in Indiana, where it has you can get there through railway, and they have helicopter ports. This is the largest FEMA camp in the country. This is where they do the interrogations at, and they go by colors. I think it's red, blue, green, and yellow. If you're red, you're going to be terminated. You're considered a threat, a revolutionary, part of a resistance group, and you will be, and they know you're not going to surrender, so you'll be executed. Then they have the blue. Those who have collaborated with the revolutionaries, the blue and the green, they give them an opportunity. They give them an opportunity through mind control techniques to have a change of mind and be reprogrammed. With the green, they're no major threat. They're no major threat. And so what they'll do is ensure that they are in compliance and under MK Ultra. And the yellow is just for people that may have mental health. They don't know if they're coming or going. So they can be expendable. If they run out of organs, they'll come and get one of the people with the yellow band on and eliminate them and take their organs. It's all been set up. But see, it backfired. But a lot of y'all almost made this shit a fucking reality by lining up, rolling your fucking sleeve up. You almost made this shit a reality. And don't think that it won't happen again. It happened during World War II, and this is 1944, concentration camps where they rounded up all Asians and put them in there for 19 months. And then gave them reparations. So don't think it won't happen. Don't think it will not happen. Just something to think about. This is why I always tell you all, make sure you have enough water, your non-perishable items. You have to have weapons. I know some of you sisters and some of you brothers don't want to have anything to do with firearms and weapons. I can't have a weapon because I'm a felon and all. That shit ain't going to matter in war. That shit is not going to matter in war. You'd rather be a dead fucking felon and let your family get wiped out trying to be honest with the devil. Trying to be honest with the devil. It don't even make sense. Or a living felon that protect their families that will wipe any devil that comes near their family. Let me talk about this bitch. This sissy motherfucker. Y'all, you know, everybody called the Dalai Lama. I don't know. I don't know, you know, these monks, you know, and like I was telling Brother Harry, I question any man that, you know, he ain't never had peace. He ain't never had no, excuse my language, he never had no pussy. It's not that much being holy out this motherfucker. So, you know, this, you know, Dalai Lama or Dolly, he's more like Dolly Parton based on the picture I'm getting ready to show you. This freak motherfucker sat there and told the little boy he wanted to kiss his tongue and all this. This is pedophilia in your jam down your goddamn throats. Jam down your throats. And then he makes an apology. So, a picture said 1,000 words. And 1,000 words can tell 10,000 stories. So, this ain't the first time he done this. Because when you get this comfortable in the public, when you get this comfortable, and you go and you start doing this to little boys, and see, the parents was probably right there, thinking if he suck on the Dalai Lama and tongue kiss the Dalai Lama, that's some type of sacred shit. You don't know where his tongue been at. You don't know where his tongue been at. But you can tell what he's been doing. The goddamn tongue looks like black. But see, they'll commend this. Oh, the Dalai Lama said that he formally apologized, you know. Now, how many other boys have you done like this? And see, shit like, if it was left up to me, I'd slap the shit out of it, slap his motherfucking glasses off, and lift his goddamn robe up. Lift that, whatever he got on up. Take that shit off. Take that bullshit off. He's a motherfucking pedophile. He's a pedophile motherfucker. Look at this shit. The little boy stick his tongue in the Dalai Lama's mouth. What? Listen. What if they were by themselves? What if it was just them two? What do you think would have happened? And this is far from the first child he's interacted with. But what would you think would have took place if nobody else was around? It was just them two. See, them other monks know. They know what goes on. If I was one of them monks, I'd take a samurai sword and off with his motherfucking head. And the parents of this little boy need to be arrested. They need to be arrested. I'm going to go into some other shit. Now, I got love for a lot of my brothers. Not this type. Not this type. Not this type of love. This is, and I know this is what I'm saying. A lot of y'all that watch Creed, and you see the cut up from the floor up, all this brute and brawn and all this type of shit. And you don't want to accept what really goes on. This is just like I've been telling y'all, it's just like in prison. There are guys in prison that make them look like crackheads. But at nighttime, they be doing just what them girls do in them strip clubs, splitting with their little thongs and shit on in their set. They do all of that. I'm talking about big, buff motherfuckers. And the reason why they do that, because it's a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. They want to put the aura on that they don't want no trouble. Or they want to pretend like they'll hurt somebody. Picture says 1,000 words. Don't no man do this, bro. Y'all can say what y'all want. You can make up all the goddamn excuses and they just tight and, that's brotherly love. Well, goddamn it. Don't, man, that damn motherfucking nigga come near me like that. And take no motherfucking picture like that. The next picture that will be taken after that be your ass either with your hand up, falling back, knocked out. And Michael B. Jordan, like, he looking at it like, this nigga just going overboard with this shit. Just going overboard with it. His damn near lip, his bottom lip is damn near on that man's shoulder, on his shirt. And if this is not buck breaking and lynching at its finest, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Excuse me 1 second, y'all. Try to get some of that light. Nevertheless, I want to do a recap. Well, let me go back to this and just is the buck breaking procedure. You're not going to be, you're not going to be an example to black men and to our young boys to be strong, heterosexual males. We got to show you in this perverted light as a deterrent to the growth and development and the manhood training and manhood rites of passage of our young boys that look up to y'all. LeBron James the same way, King James. They see you in the dress. That's a deterrent. And so when little child in middle school say he wants to dress like LeBron James for Christmas, I want a LeBron James skirt. I want a Dwayne Wade leather skirt for Christmas. I want a Jonathan Majors, some Jonathan Majors tights and a pink fur coat for Christmas. I want a Creed outfit. And I'm not even going to blame the cracker. Because you got a choice. You motherfuckers got a choice. You motherfuckers got a choice. You chose to do that. Your selfishness and your greed and your thirst to feel important, to be a superstar, disregarding the impact that you're going to have on these young boys. You selfishly done this motherfucking punk shit. I want to recap on this black family. You know, and you can't help but to think about, you know, how this welfare system destroyed, dismantled the black family. And once again, as I said yesterday, black men should have stood up more. They should have fought more. You know, I understand, you know, that a man will do anything to not see his babies go hungry. But that wasn't the only option, to just bounce and let Uncle Sam be the father and then, you know, abandon them and then go set up camp somewhere else. And then you leave the door open for your children to be violated by a mother's boyfriend or somebody else or the neighbors or the neighborhood. And I've seen it happen. Families with all girls, and they maybe have one brother who, you know, who's not what you call a fighter or anything. That allows, you know, that allows his sisters to get taken advantage of by the community. That's part of the destruction. And then to ensure that, they came with Jim Crow, the Vietnam War, AIDS epidemic, crack cocaine epidemic, mass incarceration, war on terror, war on viruses. And now we're back to mass incarceration, organ harvesting, gender switching, infant mortality. Every 94 seconds, there's a black child aborted in this country. Every 94 seconds. You know how many gods and goddesses that never got a chance that could have possibly been ones that could have led the charge and got us out of this? How many Dr. Kings, how many Malcolms, how many Khalid Muhammads, how many Assad Shakurs have been aborted? Because we don't want to be responsible. The father has no say in that decision. The woman can just go to court and say, I don't want this child. And more than likely, because I'm a career girl, that's going to fuck my career up. I don't have time for that. You know, I'm still young. I still got a lot of partying. I still got a lot of shit to do. Now, I don't want to give you the gut level, vulgar version of it. You know, but the father has no say, so I want to keep the child. I will raise the child by myself solo. I'm independent. I got my own this. I'm working 2 jobs, blah, blah, blah. That's not good enough. Then you have to beg this goddamn devil to allow your seed to live. When you look back, and I know all of us can, when you look back on family, relatives, you go over different people's houses, your friends and stuff, and you see everybody, you see all these type of pictures. And then I always ask, where's the brother? Where's that father? Oh, he died. He was shot. The son was shot. The father OD'd. You know, the daughter's this. You know, she be out there. She out there on such and such corner. You know, it may be one that he just got out of jail, but he trying to get himself together. You know, the mother's, she's sick. She's on dialysis. You hear all of this about the side effects and the after effects of these holocausts that have been placed on us in the black community, stemming from that fucking welfare. Our people, you know, our uncles and brothers, sisters, fathers, they had no idea that this shit was coming. So the next time you look at some of your family pictures, look in the eyes of the pride that they had when they were taking those pictures, family pictures. That was a big thing back then. That was a big thing back then. The hope and the determination that they had now, that they did not see this shit coming. Because this is what they hate today. This is what they hate, and this is what we got to get back to. And let me just say this, whether it's your children or not, because I always give stepfathers and mothers' boyfriends and significant others a lot of credit when they take on the responsibility and take that whole family on. That's some gangster shit to me. Because you love that queen that much that you willing to take all that on. You're willing to carry all of them on your back. That's big man. That's big boy shit. And do it in a respectful way. With pride. Not worrying about what people are saying and who they're talking about, because y'all know what y'all had. They can't stand this shit. And so what they'll do to, not the grandfather, what they'll do to the father, they'll pull him over one night and kill him. So it can dismantle everybody. So his parents end up on dialysis and medication and drinking and all this type of shit. Leave the mother so devastated, she don't know what to do. How is she going to bring these children up? And so you got to think about all the Ahmaud Arbery's and Philando Castiles and Eric Gardner's and all these other brothers. Those that are unknown as well. And this is why I say, see, a lot, you know, and I'm specifically talking to you gatekeeping motherfuckers. You know, you bootlicking, jigaboo, sambo ass niggas who don't have any touch of the black struggle. No touch of the black struggle. That you sit back and protect white supremacy, and you sit back and watch each and every day on the news death and destruction in the black community, and you profit off of it, and you take pride in the demise of our men and women and children, because they can't stand this. This is what you call strength magic. Magic. Just the man and the woman, period. They don't want that. They want the women single like in slavery. Run the man off the plantation. We can have our way with the wench. And you break the man's spirit like that. Because he has no connection and probably will never see his queen or his seeds again. And so you sisters be careful about waiting on some fucking Mr. Goodbar or somebody that makes 6 figures a year. You better get somebody that will figure your ass. There's just a lot of strong brothers out here, and they try to push this prison agenda. There's a lot of good brothers just locked down. All they looking for is 2 things. 1, another shot at freedom from the concentration camps, because none of us are free, but that particular level of freedom. And 2, a good life partner, somebody, a soulmate, a wife, a queen, a helpmeet to continue the journey. So y'all stop believing all that and stop watching the Housewives of Atlanta, where these drunk alcoholic sluts that are dressed up like drag queens sit there and pull each other's fucking weaves out over a broke back closet motherfucking pump. This is where we're at now. And you got to think, all of our youth that have committed horrendous crimes, and I'm not making any justification for that. But at one time, they had that glow in their eyes too. And somehow they were robbed of that. Whether it was being violated, whether it was being through poverty, whether it was being through sexual abuse, whether it was being through physical abuse, emotional abuse, lack of discipline, lack of structure, which they lose sight in school. They lose focus, they lose concentration, they lose interest. Which in turn they lack social skills and vocational skills. Which leads to extreme frustration and rage and hatred. This is what's called a gang when you get about 30 of them together. Because they all have the same thing. Same similarities. And so anyone else outside of that don't have those similarities are called ops. Because they don't understand the pain. Or if they live on another street with that same type of rage and situation, that's an op. Sisters, y'all have a bird in the hand beats two in the bush. So, and every woman needs a man. Every man needs a woman. Because I don't need no man. I need the Jesus shit. It done ran its course now. It done ran its course. And it's sad to see, the destruction of our community. And if you don't feel the pain of what our people endure on a daily and consistent basis, then you're really not in tune with black struggle. You're really not in tune with black people, black, brown, yellow. You're not in tune with none of that. Because we always worrying about getting white approval. If we start doing the right thing instead of the white thing, we can move forward. This is the goal. To suppress and downplay and downgrade and downtrap the black man to a point where he's, you completely dismantle him out of the black setting of the family he created. And then a lot of you are bringing these Neanderthals, these ice monkeys around, these savages around your babies. If he loves your heaven between your legs, when he gets tired of your heaven, where you think these nasty motherfuckers are going? They going from bedroom to bedroom. That includes the boys too. Oh, Ted, he's great with the kids. I know he is. I know he is. But the kids are not great with Ted's motherfucking ass. This shit here. These two motherfucking queer pieces of shit, these pink ass pirates, probably take showers with these boys. They always do that. When you get in, they'll say some damn wireless connection was lost. This is how they rock. I'm not stopping. Come on, guys, take a shower. It's Peter Packer time. Nasty motherfuckers. Nasty. It's a reason why they chose melanated babies. Don't get it twisted. Just like, especially those girls, those girls that do, them sisters that do all that gymnastics, they really get violated. A lot of them are so afraid to open up. But this is, they're famous. These ice monkeys are famous to take in an athlete. Like the big black buck that Sandra Bullock took him in. Michael Orr played for the Ravens. Which most of that movie wasn't even true, was fucking fiction. Like they so much loved it. He was a meal ticket. This was an investment for these crackers. Y'all don't see the play, man. I just don't understand this wave. This wave of perverted energy that is wiping our children out. This is why they want to eliminate critical race theory. They're pushing these books, RuPaul dolls. They're pushing all of this shit. And our people, we're going to have to step up and go into these schools, you know, and demand that, you know, they make changes, in which they're not going to make changes. So we're going to have to begin to build or learn how to homeschool. Even if you have grown children or no children, you can still learn how to homeschool children. We can get together and get a building where we can provide lunches and breakfast and lunch, and have them study and have them take different classes. Give out prizes every week. You'd be surprised of the level, how high they will go, besides this 12-step program, which stagnates their growth. It stagnates their growth. And our sisters got to come out of this mode here. This selfish hood rat mode. Now I'm gonna tell you, ghetto and hood rat is a mindset, not a geographical location. It's a mindset. You can live in Beverly Hills and be a straight goddamn hood rat, a straight rat, based on your behavior. Based on your mindset, based on your intellect, based on your self-image, your self-hatred, your level of self-hatred. And we got to stop glorifying this nigga shit. Every day, every single day, they don't show anything on the news pertaining to black people but death and destruction. Who got locked up for carjacking? Who was shot and killed? That's it. That's it. That's it. And we got to get out of this mindset and start to step our game up to the point where we cannot be stopped. Where we're going to have to put brakes on all of this shit, these agendas that they pushing. Because they never talk about who graduated from school, what GPA and all this. You know, only time they talk about that is when a white person is involved. When it's a cracker involved. Cracker does something spectacular. Cracker got their own flower shop. Cracker make their own cakes. Cracker got their own restaurants downtown. And they got it from us. Our parents and grandparents been doing this shit out of their homes for decades and centuries. And we don't say anything about it. Nothing. Because we're not standing up. You're only a gangster and a true goddamn OG when it comes to your reflection. You got all the smoke in the world for somebody that looks like you. But soon that godlike figure in your mind, that motherfucking ice monkey, your whole language, your dialogue, and all this shit change. You start talking European rap. Yes, sir. You go to court and do the same shit. You go to court and do the same shit. You walking straight as a motherfucker. You got that little ass dress shirt on that's uncomfortable. Everybody can see that that's not your attire. Then you want to stand up there like you just came from goddamn choir practice. But when you was out there in the streets, you was motherfucking doughboy or old dog out there. When it came to your neighbors and the elders in the community. And some of you older motherfuckers the same way. Some of you are 55, 60 years old, dressing like you motherfucking, J. Cole and all. Your time is up with that type of shit. Your time is up. Where were you when it was your time to do all this? And then you had nothing up here. Still practicing the same bullshit, same rhetoric every day, expecting some different results, expecting to see something different. I see it every day. A lot of our people are broken people. A lot of our people are in the way. A lot of our people are hindrance to our liberation and black independence. Because they don't want to put any work in. They don't want to put any work in. This is why we don't ask for donations or anything. Because I don't want nobody to say, yeah, well, since we've been donating, he didn't start looking this way or dressing this way. No. I let you see the whole play, and I don't ask for anything. The only thing you can say that you've gotten from me is a whole gang of motherfucking information and game and wisdom and insight. That's it. Unless you're a gatekeeper, then you can say you got straight hell. Unless you're a white supremacist, then you're going to get hell. And so, we have to step our game up. We get out here and we feed these people. Nobody wants to hear nothing about Kemet and Black Power, none of that shit. When their stomachs touching their back and their big toes penetrating through their goddamn tennis shoes. And they hadn't had a bath or a hot shower in a week and a half. Nobody want to hear nothing about we the black gods and none of that. You got to show people. We have to show our people. Hope is on the way. Just remain standing. Just remain standing. Fight off the demons. This is what these drugs are doing. Taking us out. This fentanyl. This shit is set up by design. There have been 107,000 fentanyl deaths since 2020. You don't even hear about our brothers and sisters that have overdosed off of this fentanyl, off of all types of mood and mind altering chemicals. Some people take themselves out because they can't no longer bear the struggle. They can no longer deal with the struggle. They can't see through the fog. And this is why we need to be hands-on with our people. We need to be hands-on with our people. A lot of people want to hear good stuff, but don't want to do good. They don't want to do good stuff. You want to hear good shit, but you don't want to do good shit. And it's time for us to start putting in work. I hope that you all got something out of this bill this evening. I wanted to do this because I have a funeral to attend tomorrow, and more than likely I wouldn't been able to do a show tomorrow evening. And so I wanted to just do something today as well as recap on some of the issues that we discussed last night. And so what we're going to try to do, I'm going to start allowing guests, and we're just going to do live split screen shows. Gerald said that the government of Mississippi passed a new assembly. Yes. Actually, the Jim Crow never changed. Now, Mississippi and Alabama, out of the 10 most racist towns and cities, Mississippi and Alabama are 8. There's 8 of them in Mississippi and Alabama, and the other 2 are in Louisiana. Baton Rouge is 1 in Louisiana. And so, yeah. And see, this is why the ancestors are so mad and pissed. Because in Mississippi what happened through Jim Crow and all the lynchings that took place in Mississippi. And this is why the hurricane went through there. That's what Marcus Garvey was saying. Look for me in the whirlwind. And y'all have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. The same way in Arkansas, that Little Rock shit, them little, they were being spat on. Jerry Jones and all them motherfuckers participated and spitting on them students and shitting on people, beating people to death. Now they dealing with the wrath of God. Peace and blessings, Queen Janice Taylor, up in New Jersey. Strong Queen warrior, representing New Jersey. So we want to give that sister her props as well. But this is what your ancestors do. You keep thinking. Once again, like I told you all, we are the manifestations. We are the manifestation of the energy of the ancestors and our people who came before us. All energy, no energy dies. All energy is constant. It just changes form. That's like you got a current in your wall, electricity. And you put a lamp in there, a blue lamp, in that socket. It's going to be a blue light. But when you unplug that light, that current is still in there, that energy is still in there, and you put a red light in there, it becomes red. That energy is constant. We're just the physical manifestations of those who came before us. And we have been divinely chosen to take on the task, to fight for future generations, our babies. Because see, God and the ancestors saw the unselfishness and saw the relentlessness and saw the pain and suffering that we all have endured thus far, that qualified us to stand among some of the greatest. Because the only people that be on this channel are those who have been through hell and came out and wiped their face with a towel. Those are the people that tune in to this show. Not the holier than thou, the people that walk on water. And if you are one of them, you need to walk your ass somewhere else, because this is not the channel or the show for you. This doesn't fit into your halo wearing criteria. This is for the people, like the ancestor Fannie Lou Hamer stated, the people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Peace and blessings to Conrad Gerald Moore. And to all of you, we're going to keep building this summer. We're going to have to go in hard. In a couple of more weeks, we're going to be in Atlanta. We're going to be doing some live down there. The show is not going to stop. You know, you're going to meet some people. We're going to have a lot of different people on the live. You know, we're going to plug you all in, because I'm taking you all with me. So, till we meet again, brothers and sisters, exit as I enter. Strong and in peace. Peace to brother, Porn World be free. And finally, brothers and sisters, war is coming to a country at a rapid scale. And guess what? The color of your skin gonna be your fucking uniform.